Hey everybody, I am finally making my first video of 2025. Thank you for your patience in between videos. Actually, have I filmed? I guess my book club video is the first video of the year, so right away, never mind. But this is my first book pickups or whatever. Technically, these are pretty much, except for one, all books that I got for Christmas, either as a present or with the 2 gift cards I received as Christmas presents because the people I love know me well. So yeah, I just want to talk about those books. I am going to film another video after this, which is going to be the one where I finally talk about writing and the writing plans I have and just kind of talk about writing for myself in general. So let's get to it. So the first book is the book club book. This is a book that I got this year. It is Charlie Lavender and the Origin of Everything by Carson Patrick Bowie. I am just over halfway through and I love this book. I'm so excited to do a live to talk about it. I'm excited to read the second one. I think there's more of them planned too, maybe. I don't remember. But it is really fun. It takes place in the 90s. It definitely has that vibe as you're reading it. It's really nice to not hear a single thing about a cell phone. And it's just it's vibes. It's really fun. It's takes place in, our world, but with magic and stuff like that. And it's really, really fun. So I'm enjoying that very much. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about all the books that I got with my gift cards. So the first one is King of Immortal Tithe by, I think I'm saying that right, King of Immortal Tithe, by Ben Alderson. Ben Alderson is one of my favorite authors as well. I've read a few of his books now, at least 3 so far, I think. He writes gay male books, fantasy, and things like that. This one is kind of, he calls it a Persephone and Hades kind of retelling, but different. And it's got vampires and elves things, yeah. But yeah, it looks really fun. I've read, I forget the title of it by him, but I read the one that's a Beauty and the Beast retelling that's vampires and witches. I've read A Betrayal of Storms, and I'm currently reading the arc of A Witch and His Crow, which I'm also really enjoying. So yeah, this is the first one that I own in physical copy. I'd love to eventually get all of his books probably in physical copy, but this one has a beautiful cover, and I'm really excited for that one. The next one is called Hunting Magic Eels. The subtitle is Recovering an Enchanted Faith in a Skeptical Age, by Richard Beck. So something that was not on my bingo card for 2024 is deciding to start going to a church, and maybe considering what my feelings about faith are. So I'm still kind of learning what that means to me. But I found a church that is an affirming church. So that means they specifically have a stance on being welcoming to people regardless of religion, even race, gender, sexuality, economic status, age, abilities, anything. Everybody is welcome there, and I really appreciate that. And it's just a really nice community of people, and I've been really enjoying it. So something I wanted to do is read more books by people who specifically talk about religion in a way that is like so far from what I think a lot of us know religion as these days, especially Christianity, which is this white, what is it called? What do they call it? Like white nationalistic Christianity, which sucks ass. So I wanted to read some books by people who see it in a very different way, which is, I think, nice. You know, this is a white male author. I do want to read, and I have a few on my list, books kind of talking about this. First of all, you know, by women, by people of color, because I want to get more viewpoints about it. And I think it's important to listen to ideas that challenge each other too. But yeah, this one sounded cool. It's just kind of talking about bringing back this mysticism that's part of having a faith and believing in something, not just like sitting up and standing down in church, which is a line that they use. But yeah, so that's one I got. Another religious one is called Adorning the Dark by Andrew Peterson. He is like a musician and like stuff like that. So this kind of talks about this intersection between faith, religion, creation, being an artist, that kind of thing. So I think that's kind of interesting to see how that could intersect with being an artist as well. The next one is one I'm very excited about, Queer by William S. Burroughs. I have not seen the movie yet. I live in Canada, in Ontario, outside of Toronto, and outside of Toronto, the movie had basically no release in any theaters. There was not a one close to me that was playing this movie, which is a hate crime if you ask me. So discriminating. And as much as I want to see it, making a trip to Toronto was just not in the cards to go see it in the theaters, but as soon as I can buy it on Blu-ray, I will. I have read at least one book by Burroughs, Naked Lunch. I actually read that in high school for one of my high school like English class projects. And yeah, I'm just really excited. It's a pretty cool cover. I think this is one of the newer releases of this book. I really want one. There's a cover that's like got the guy and it's like a drawing, like a cartoony-ish kind of drawing, and the guy is like wearing a suit sitting in a chair, but he's like a skeleton, and the colors are really cool, but that one's really hard to get. So yeah, I am really excited to read this eventually. Maybe it will be one of the Rainbow Reads book club reads. And then we have an Anne Rice. So I remember when Anne Rice wrote these and put them out, the like basically Jesus Christ fan fiction, which is kind of badass and weird at the same time. Like the ball's on her to like write that and publish it. I'm pretty sure there's probably a lot of Christians who are like, excuse me, who are you to write that? But I think that's pretty cool. And there's two of them, so this one's the first one. So that is one I'm excited to read. I love Anne Rice to begin with. Like, I have a whole stack of Anne Rices over here. So, like, I'm curious to see what that is like. Another one I got is, this one was fun. So I wanted to buy specifically a kid's book, so this is Skandar, and the Unicorn Thief by A.F. Stedman. I don't know who that is, but this is a series. This is the first one. The story takes place in a world with unicorns. And I love a good unicorn story. One of my favorite series as a kid is The Unicorns of Balinor, which I might have mentioned in my bookshelf organizing video. So these I feel like are on, you know, two ends of the same spectrum for me. This is definitely, I would say this kind of book is marketed as like a girl book, and this book is kind of marketed as a boy book. Not that there's any such thing, but you know what I mean when I say that. So it's kind of nice. It's like this book is from my past as a young girl, and this book is my present and future as a guy, a dude. But they're, you know, they're still very much equal to each other. But yeah, I just think I thought it sounded interesting anyways, but it also has this kind of connection to a series I loved as a kid. And it's kind of neat, you know, that kind of circular energy in life. So that is one I'm excited to read. It's nice and chunky, which I'm excited for. And there's at least a few in this series, so I would love to read more of it. Yeah, it seems pretty cool. Yeah, so there is that. Next one. So this is one I got specifically as a present. It's a book of poetry by Ginsberg. So I am very excited. Allen Ginsberg, like Hal. I remember watching, there's a really cool animated version of that poem. And I loved it. And I want to read more poetry to begin with. And I want to read more, like, how would I call it? Revolutionary poetry. Poetry that's like anti-capitalist, talks about race and politics and things like that. So yeah, so it's also a very nice chunky book. It's also got poetry. It's got poetry. It's got journal entries, I think. It's got a bunch of stuff. Poems, songs, essays, journals, interviews, letters, and photographs. So I feel like that'll be a good snapshot of stuff to learn more about him too. So I'm definitely excited to get into that and read more of that at some point. And then the last one was this, like, it's like a textbook about the Bible. So it's like, it literally looks like a textbook on the inside. And it's got different sections and things, and I'm like highlighting stuff. So yeah, this I think would be, it's like, I don't know, I think it would be a really cool way to learn more about the text. Because like the thing I realized once I had a Bible in my hand is like, I don't really understand what this is or how I'm supposed to read it. So I figured something like this would be pretty cool and pretty useful, and I have started reading it, and it's very helpful to try to understand what is it supposed to be, and how to take that knowledge in for yourself. Yeah, another book, I don't think, maybe I got this with all that stuff too, maybe I didn't. Maybe I bought this. But this one is, can I say that? Unsafe questions, how unsafe questions lead us to the real God. And this one is, it's like a deconstructionist view, which I think is pretty cool. And the author was abused at a young age. You know, the church was not a comfort to her. How does she reclaim and understand what faith means to her? And these are the kind of viewpoints that I'm really enjoying learning about. I don't want to like, I want to be careful about like how much I talk about religion, because like I know it's a topic for people, which I totally get, because like I was like against basically going to church and being part of an organized religion, and People have done horrible, horrible things and continue to do horrible, horrible things in the name of religion. But I'm also realizing that, like, religion, big R, and church, big C, are kind of different than personal faith and community and being in service to other people. And it's like different. And you can kind of make of it what you will. And I also want to do reading about different religions as well, just to get a broader understanding of different faiths. But yeah, so all that to say, I'm very happy with all of my little booky goodies that I've gotten recently. I, as always, have so many books that I want to read. And I definitely have a few on my list that I would like to get soon. But, you know, I also don't want to spend all of my money on books. Well, I want to, but I can't. So, you know, I'm going to try to pace myself this year and not get too many things all at once. I do have a book coming that I'm very excited for. I don't remember the name of the author, but it is, I think it's a trans author, and it's a story about gay angels in love, if I remember correctly. And it's like a special edition with a print and stickers and stuff, I think. So I'm waiting for that to come in the mail. I'm very excited about that. And I just have so many. I have a couple that I'm considering for February's book club. I forget the name of the one of them, but the other one is called Rainbow Milk, I think. And they are both Black queer authors and stories, and I wanted to do that specifically for February. February is Black History Month, of course. And in general, I do want to have a diverse reading experience as well. But yeah, so I'm excited to kind of plan that and figure out what that book is going to be. I hope everybody is doing okay. I'm doing pretty okay. I've got some teeth shenanigans happening. Some of them are starting to hurt in ways that worry me, because that means root canals instead of expensive cavities, which they're both expensive, but I'd rather an expensive cavity than an expensive root canal. I do have a dentist appointment this week, and we're gonna figure it out. But yeah, so that's kind of what's going on in my life. I'm slowly but surely building these IKEA furniture pieces that I got for my office space, which in the next few weeks, I will finally start being able to organize this space beside me, which you don't see. That is bins and chaos, we'll call it. So slowly but surely that will get figured out, and that will also mean I'll be able to use some of these plastic storage bins in the bedroom, and then I can organize my bedroom, which I'm excited for. And otherwise, yeah, I saw Nosferatu a couple weeks ago. I really love that. I don't understand people who hate that movie. I think they just don't get gothic horror. Also, it's like literally like Dracula, so if you like Dracula movies, I don't understand why you wouldn't like this one. But yeah, I really, really liked that. I watched the first episode of Fall of the House of Usher a few weeks ago. I need to get back started on continuing that. I might do that later today while I'm eating my dinner. Me and my partner are watching Schitt's Creek. It's my partner's first time watching Schitt's Creek, and we just finished season 3, which, if you know, you know. That last episode, ooh, made me very happy to watch it again. But they only have 3 episodes on Canadian Netflix, or 3 seasons on Canadian Netflix. which I didn't realize there was this whole, they took it down and added those seasons back up. So I might have to sign up and get a CBC Gem account, which is free. People are like complaining about the ads, but like I watch YouTube with ads. Can't be worse than that, honestly. Same thing with like Tubi. And we're also, both of us have seen Midnight Mass before, so we're rewatching Midnight Mass, which I'm really enjoying. I definitely remembered but also forgot how like devastating that show gets. Well, it starts off devastating, but then gets even more devastating for everybody else. So yeah, so I'm just filming this, and like I said, I'm gonna film my writer one next. It's my day off, and I've had a few busy day offs recently. So I did kind of just goo about for a few hours today before getting started on this. So yeah, now I'm gonna get a few things done and then relax for the evening. But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. I kind of just wanted to give a little life update at the end there, along with everything else. But let me know if you guys got any books as Christmas presents or holiday presents or whatever. I would love to know. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.